We're on about 15 more seconds. All right. We're going to start in the back with Ruth.
So the first thing I thought was to scan.
To
Oh,
scan?
yeah.
And what do you mean by that?
Yeah, like if I don't know, just to scan the barcode that they have for the questions.
Okay. Okay, and you're talking the barcode here.
Yeah, the barcode.
Okay. David?
I had a different opinion about it. I just thought that, since I have a daughter who's in college and the girl's kind of young, maybe it's something hip that she would go for, and it's for a younger crowd, so maybe it's cool for her to use. For me, I wouldn't use the service because it's just looks like any other run-of-the-mill ad, that you might see for any sort of cellular service.
Run-of-the-mill ad.
Like it's nothing special about it that sticks out as compared to other companies doing it or what have you. So wouldn't necessarily make me feel one way or the other.
Okay. Gregory?
I see it as an ad, so I'm going to read it to see if I need it.
Okay. Francis?
To me, I think if I were to get Straight Talk Wireless, that I would have like good customer service and be able to talk to somebody like 24/7.
Okay. Daniel?
The first thing that comes to my mind is it's user-friendly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jaime?
The first thing that came to my mind was like phone plans,
Phone plans. And what do you mean by that?
like different, like a new company or something. I would like to explore more
You'd like to
and find
explore?
out about your coverage and plans, prices.
Okay. So the next one, it's not written here, but it's a subset, and you don't flip the page yet. The next question is, now that I got your, first impression, after reading it, what do you think the purpose of this being in this store in this location is?
Thank you.
So based on the sign itself, what is the purpose? What are they communicating? Why is this here? Okay? You're on about 10 more seconds. Okay, we'll start with Jaime.
Right. For me personally, I would see it like as a new phone service provider.
As a new phone service, and what do you mean
Like
by
a
that?
company or something that are trying to sell their products. Because I've never seen it. So to me, that's the first impression that I get.
Okay.
And about their phones and everything,
Uh-huh.
so it's something new to me. So
Okay.
if I see it on the store like that, then I'll go, give it a try, try to contact them, see the plans.
Okay. Okay. Daniel?
For me, it seems that the store wants to get your attention, and there's possible promotions related to it, or some kind of discounts.
Okay, so promotions or discounts, and that's the purpose of this?
Of it being in the center and
Uh-huh.
bigger than everything else and all that.
Okay. Francis?
To me, it's like super overwhelming.
Well, what do you mean?
It's just a lot going on and different prices and different phones.
Uh-huh.
So I would want to call or text that number to talk with a representative from Straight Talk versus maybe a representative at Walmart because they might know more information.
Okay, so in your mind, this is for what exactly?
They're trying to get my attention to maybe switch over to their plan. It might be cheaper and might have a large selection of phones, that's for sure.
Okay. Gregory?
When I see that, I think customer service, dependability, no robot action. So
I'm sorry, you said no, what action?
no robots. So
No
it's-
robots.
So it's like you get a live representative instead of guessing on what it is or whatnot. If you have questions, you can always ask them.
Okay, is it important to get to a person?
Yeah.
Okay, and what does everybody else think? I mean, as far as speaking to a live person or being able to, as Gregory said, not talk to a robot? How
It
important?
gives a human factor, which is very important in my
Okay.
And also sometimes like when you talk on the phone and for example, when you like pay bills or something and like there's the robot talking, you get annoyed because sometimes they don't listen, yeah, like they don't understand and you're like, I just want to talk to somebody, like please. So that's another important factor, I think, in my opinion.
Okay,
So.
thank you. David?
Yeah, this just told me like we're a company and if you want a cell phone, we got everything. That's why I thought the display was wide. We got
Okay.
every kind of phone, every kind of plan. We're just going to go right for you. If you want a phone, come here. And that's what that screams to me.
Okay.
Because there's no way, if you needed a phone, there's no way you could think these guys don't have everything based upon what they're showing. So we're going to come and get your business. That's what it is. It's like an aggressive way of getting you to.
Okay. And you said aggressive. Is that positive or negative?
Yeah, because it shows me like, if I'm really in the market for some sort of phone service, I don't have to like think about it. Everything is there, every plan, every type of phone, everything you could possibly think of, including, some live customer service maybe. We're here to get your business, and that's what the company is trying to say. So that's what I thought.
Okay. And Ruth?
So I think the main reason for the poster is to provide service, and also how everyone was saying it's better to talk to a straight wireless, representative than a Walmart representative, because a Walmart representative is not going to know anything about the plan. I mean, they might know about the phone itself, but I don't think they would know like the details. So I think it's more for like customer service.
Okay. And you said that Walmart would not know the details. Well, can you expand on that a little bit?
I'm trying to, let me see if I can give an example. Like maybe I don't know, maybe the worker doesn't know the details, like the plans. I mean, the plans are there, but I don't think they would know. Like if I had questions like, oh, is this company with T-Mobile just how Metro PCS, they wouldn't know. Or, oh, what type of, like questions like that, I feel like they wouldn't be able to specify on.
Okay. And David, you brought up a good point earlier where you said you went to Lowe's and they didn't understand the difference between speckled and whatever eggshell or whatever the two were.
Easy answer, go to Sherwin-Williams, an actual paint store. Lowe's is awful. It's just awful. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the next question is almost transitionary from the point that you brought up earlier, David, as well as what you just spoke about. I'm sorry, it's still on the same page, still display. We're just at number 2. For you personally, if you were shopping in this section and had questions, would you use this type of service? Why or why not? Okay, so you're in this section, you had questions. If you had questions, would you use this type of service? And then why or why not? All right, so we'll start with Gregory and we'll work around to Francis.
My answer is yes, because I expect them to know the product that they're selling.
Okay, can you expand on that a little bit?
As far as the question, the live chat,
Mhm.
it's basically, if I see something I like over here, I've asked them because they're the ones selling the product, so I'm more confident on asking them because, you know, they're the salesmen. It's like they're the team, straight talk.
Mhm.
So that's why I feel more confident, because some people just tell you the basics, but they look like they know what they talk about. They definitely should, because they're the salesmen.
Okay. David?
Yeah, I don't think I would use the service because I'm old school. I don't know anything like the rest of these people. I don't want to have to go scanning and texting and all this. I want to speak to someone in the store. And if they're from Walmart, I'm guessing they're not going to know what it's all about. So, but that's just, like I said, I'm not a typical person because most people know more about stuff like this than I do. But if you're an old school and you're an older person, you probably wouldn't want to go through all that. So.
Okay. And again, I'll use the Lowe's reference, and you just said it again, where I'll go talk to someone in the store, but they probably won't know the answer to my question. So even though you would have access to ask someone questions from the company, you would still prefer to physically speak with someone in store?
And I think, like I said, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm only 50, but I never cared about it. So, from day one, I had a flip phone until a few years ago. It's like I could care less about that stuff. So I'm thinking, depending on who the crowd is, it would be like if you were younger and you were more tech savvy or what have you, you wouldn't mind going through all that. But, some of us older folks, maybe so we'd rather speak to someone face to face and don't want to.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, completely fine. Ruth?
Yeah, I would use this. For me, this is like quick and easy. I have
Yeah, you say that's
in my nursing school, we actually do use the scanning system. So I feel like I would definitely use this. It's like, okay.
Okay. Jaime?
Yes, definitely I will use it, but I agree with David. I'm from old school too, so I'd rather have someone like physically on the store. And hoping this person is knowledgeable about their services that they provide in the company. So,
Okay.
if any questions, I'd like to ask.
Okay.
There.
Okay. And I want to come back to the both of you specifically about in-store help, since you have very strong opinions about that. But let me get these two, and then I have a specific question.
Yeah, it might be three of us on that. I also put no. This whole thing seems pushy and it's too strong, and the girl's face, and it all looks kind of fake to me.
Yeah.
And also the help. If I have nobody behind in front of there that I could actually ask that works for the exact company, I won't even bother.
Okay. Francis?
For me, I would definitely use this service. Like we said, I think you can get like an easy, quick answer out of them. I just have to text a quick question and then they can answer right there and then.
Okay. For the individuals that prefer in-store help, and then Jaime, or Daniel, sorry, you also said fake and pushy.
Yeah, the picture.
Okay, and when you say fake and pushy, can you
That
extend
looks
on
like
that?
a Colgate smile. I mean, it's not real. I mean, that's just me.
I'm sorry. A
Colgate smile.
Oh, it looks like a
Commercials, it's funny. I
Colgate.
probably old school on that one.
Oh, she's like smiling with her.
Yeah, it's too much.
And aside from cell phone service, I'd just like to know in general, just have some perspective, for any product that you purchase, when you have the option of, let's say, chat support or, some sort of assistant that you can call versus actually going to the store, what do you typically prefer?
Well, if they had a system that you could actually touch a button and a live representative would pop up, I would be totally cool with that. Then I would approach that way. Yes, I would use that.
Okay. And when you say system, what do you mean?
Like FaceTime type of thing. You press a button. If you need help, press this button. You press a
Okay.
button and somebody comes up on screen wearing the
Like,
straight.
and I'm sorry, you're talking like in the store itself?
Yeah, in the store itself, if they had like maybe a live representative, but not physically, but all through a laptop or
Right.
whatever tablet, I'll be fine with that too.
Jaime, kind of the same question, in-store help versus just reaching out.
Like I said, I'd rather have someone physically there
Mhm.
for any type of question that I might have, rather than going through.
Okay, and is that just generally speaking how you feel when you're?
Yeah, that's for me, that's my personal opinion. Any store that I go and I see a product, I'd rather have someone that can explain right there from me.
Okay.
Daniel, it's a cool idea to have like a FaceTime kind. I like that too. So I
Okay,
would approach that too.
okay. David, generally speaking?
Oh, gosh, I have a real, we were just talking about this yesterday. Sorry, I don't mean to go off on a quick
Oh, no,
tangent, but it'll
no.
take 2 seconds, I promise.
Okay.
So I do my master's work, and I was going to do my PhD, but doing my master's work in political science and theories about, elections and things like that. And so you'll find that even if you're a strong conservative or a strong liberal, the person who usually wins the election is always somebody whose personality you can tap into, somebody who conveys who they are and believing in themselves. That person usually wins the election. And it's the same thing when you're dealing with a store rep. I'd rather deal with someone face to face because I can tell they might be, if I'm looking at them and they believe in what they're doing, I might be very inclined to buy the product. Whereas, if I'm just sort of random, I'm using my own devices and I'm not, not going to be so sure. So I think it's very important to deal with someone face to face and really kind of get a feel for what do they believe and what's going on.
Okay. So the next question that I had, and this is just more of a poll, how many people would know what to do with this? Just kind of raise hands. Okay. So for this next exercise, we're going to be passing out some handsets to everyone. You can actually just take one and pass it down.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have, if there's, where's number good? I think if they're good.
Okay.
They'll activate it.
All right.
This one just for.
All right, so with this next scenario, so everyone has a cell phone. They are Android phones, and I'm going to give you some specific things to do. So with this first exercise, what I'd like everyone to do, and you can reference the tent in the middle, or the sign that I have behind me, I would like for you to follow the instructions, at least the first set of instructions, to initiate what it's asking you to do. And that's the only thing that I would like to do so far. When everyone's done, if you can just let me know. And don't do anything else yet. So after you do the first step, and if you have questions or had doubts, I want to know what those questions or doubts are. Did everybody complete the first step? Okay, we didn't click on the link. If you did, go back. Okay, so the first question is, you are, and again, keep in mind, this is the scenario, right? So you're in store, you are in the Straight Talk section, you're shopping, you have questions and you decided to do this. Did everybody successfully do this?
Yes.
Which is the text live to 611-611. The first question is, you know what happened when you text live to 611-611. Is that what you expected to happen? And let's capture that, and that's just a yes or no. And you're actually going to write 2 things.
Two things that they writing in their post.
Well, the first one is just a yes or no. So let's just, by show of hands.
I'm a bit lost here. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, and that's completely fine. So,
Okay.
so tell me what happened.
I didn't get the first step. I don't know what 611, 611, that's fine.
Okay, so the question that you had then, Daniel, was how to even do
How
this?
to get off the ground, right?
Okay. And I'm just going to come around so I can see.
Is that good? Mhm.
Yes, yeah, so you are in the right place. So
Okay.
from here, you're just going to. Yeah, so what I'd like everyone to do is, and I'm going to come around to see, so just, you're texting this word to that number, right? And if I can just see everyone's phones. Okay. 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 Okay, so here. And then, right. And you're iOS or Android? I'm not iOS. iOS, okay. All right, so everybody's at that first step. Everybody got a text message that has a link. What would you expect to happen once you click that link?
Someone to
So, I'm sorry, yeah, no, that's fine. And we'll write it down and then I'll go around the room. Ruth got excited.
I like the energy.
All right, so we're going to start with Francis. So what do you think is going to happen when you click on the link?
I think it's kind of just going to be like a video is going to pop up with another representative on the other side.
Okay. Daniel?
I think it's going to be a video conference.
A
Maybe
video conference?
A pre-recorded video or
A pre-recorded?
some kind of video coming up.
Okay. Jaime?
I think someone will be on the other end of the line trying to start a conversation. So,
Okay.
like a live person.
Like a live person. Okay. Ruth?
Yeah, same live person, someone to pop up.
Okay. David?
And I just thought it would be a pre-recording with like a person, with written text coming up there. So,
Like an avatar almost, where it's
well, I mean, like you're going to go to the link and it's going to tell you what's going on, and then it's going to say hello, and somebody's going to write on there on the screen. I don't know if it's going to be an actual person, like a FaceTime sort of thing, but I'm thinking it's going to be more like verbal, a written texting back and forth with a pre-recorded video. So,
okay. Gregory?
Live video call.
Live video call. Okay. So for the next exercise, I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes, right? So what you're going to do to initiate or to start this next task is, don't do it yet, but I want everyone to, and don't do it yet, I'm just going to tell you what to do. So everyone is going to click on the link and you are going to ask a question, whatever that question is, just so that you have an idea of how to use the service or what the service is about. As you're doing this, I want you to kind of keep in mind that when you are done, I'm going to ask specific questions about your experience. So it's, whether or not you would use it. And then everyone kind of told me what they expected before they clicked the link. So just kind of keep in mind what your expectations are based on what you told me. Also keep in mind what you thought based on the sign, because I'm going to come back to both of those. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give everyone probably 3 minutes. So go ahead and click on the link and enjoy your chat sessions or whatever they are.
It says that my browser.
Yeah, mine doesn't work either.
Okay, so let's, for those that are having issues, what are the
It
issues?
says install.
Yeah, we're just on time.
Audio-visual communication.
Okay, so that's a good point. So keep in mind that this would be, so let's kind of paint the picture again. You're in store. This is your phone, your personal phone. You have questions. You did the text live to 61611. You got the message on your phone. You got the link on your phone. You clicked on the link on your phone, and now there's this pop-up. What would you personally do? And let's start with Francis. Would you proceed?
I don't have the same pop-up as them. Mine just says live support is not available.
Okay.
But I would probably get annoyed and probably walk away at the moment because I wouldn't want to call that phone number because I know half the time I get put on hold for a while and I just won't have the time to
Okay.
deal with it.
Okay. Daniel?
My reaction would be, I knew it. Back to the face. Back to the face. It's all fake. I don't know. It's put the phone there. I'm done.
Okay, and the reason that you say that is why?
Why? Because first I had a weird impression with this whole thing, and then the text, this is telling me I have to install another app to get to somebody, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And it might be a pre-recorded message. It might not be. Who knows what's back there? So I'd rather just avoid it altogether and stay with what I have.
Okay. Jaime?
I agree with what Danny just said. I would just stop right there and don't even bother to install another app just to
Okay.
find out. So
Okay. Ruth?
Same. I feel like when I see this, I'll just exit out and leave it alone. Because at that point, it's like, why do I have to install another app or Chrome or Firefox on my phone? What if I have my phone full? Like, I'm not going to be able to.
Yep.
Okay.
Which iPhone is always full, though.
Okay.
So,
Okay. David?
Well, I wouldn't mind installing it, but like I was saying with the computers earlier, every time you do it, it may work and not a problem with your phone, but here comes 6,000 ads. I'm going to get an ad every 5 minutes about the service, so I don't, and the phone runs out of storage, so I wouldn't even go further than that.
Okay. Gregory?
I probably wouldn't call. I wouldn't call that number, unless it's something important. But I'll just do my own research from that point. I'll just go to straighttalk.com and read the details of each phone and plans myself.
Okay. David, what I'd like for you to do, because you have the pop-up on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and with this next one, and we're going to write on post-its for this, what I'd like for you, David, if you could, read the pop-up, and my question after he reads it is, a lot of people brought up objections about like installing an application. What I'd like for you guys to write down and we're going to discuss is after he reads this, I would like for each of you to tell me what is your main takeaway based on that pop-up message.
Okay, so read the pop-up
Yes,
message.
please.
Well, the browser you are using does not support audio-visual communications. Please use Chrome or Firefox for a better experience. Press install button to upgrade or install the compatible browser.
Okay. So that's the message, and I'd like for everyone to tell me, just in your own words, what is your main takeaway from that message? Okay, so Francis.
My first thought would be to either install Chrome or Firefox. However, I think he did say something about if we download it, we'll have like a better experience. But the problem is right now with the browser we're using, we don't have an experience at all with it because we can't proceed.
Okay. And I'm sorry, when you say experience at all, what do you mean?
We just can't proceed with chatting with somebody. We can't get to the next step. So I don't understand how it's a better experience if we're going to install a different app.
Okay. Daniel.
Well, my opinion would be now I have to install Firefox or another browser. Not happening.
Okay. Jaime?
I would say if I have already installed the Firefox and Safari, whatever the platform is, why do I have to install a different one? I mean, it's going to work whatever you have. It should work with whatever I have at the moment. So why install another one?
Okay.
So
Ruth?
Yeah, my take on that was that it's either Google Chrome or Firefox, and that's it. So like I put here like question mark, like how about Safari? So people who have iPhones pretty much, so we can't use this unless we have Google Chrome or Firefox.
Okay. David?
Yeah, just that it'll work, but it won't work with the experiences as promised when you first came to the display. And the fact that I install it, not going to create a problem, but it's just, it seems like it's either a tie-in with the browser service or with that browser, or you're going to be bombarded with ads till you finally purchase their product. Trying to text your friend, oh, here comes an ad for, so you buy it.
Okay. And Gregory?
I feel like it's 2020. It should have been compatible.
David, if you could read that error message for me one more time, just so I have a full.
Okay, let me, the browser you are using does not support audio-visual communications. And
Okay.
please use Chrome or Firefox for a better experience.
Okay.
Please, or press install button to upgrade or install the compatible browser.
Install button to upgrade to
Okay.
compatible browser.
So what I'd like to ask is, and everybody got the pop-up, or I'm sorry, most of you got the pop-up, some of you didn't. If you receive that pop-up after you tried to initiate chat, how many of you would have proceeded to do the upgrade or install? And if we can write that down. Well, so after you, no, it's going to be a different process. So after you receive that pop-up on your phone, the one that David just read, how many of you would then proceed to upgrade or install the compatible browser? And then, of course, the important question is why or why not? And we'll start with Jaime and go around to Ruth.
in my case, like I said before, I won't proceed.
You would not proceed? Okay.
I would cancel right there, and I would try to find out more about this company and their services through online, like Google.
Okay. Daniel?
I will not proceed because we are in the now, like time and the space for the app and all that is just too much.
Okay. Francis?
I would not proceed as well. Like they said, storage, and in addition, half the time I forget my Apple ID password, so to install an app, I won't even be able to proceed.
Okay. Gregory?
I won't proceed because I don't want to add something I'm not going to use later online. So if I didn't have it then,
You don't need it now. Okay. David?
Yeah, I kind of changed my mind. I think I probably would because I figure every company, you know, no matter what experience, they all do the same thing nowadays anyway. So I guess looking at it from that perspective, you know, any other similar thing, you're going to get the ads and you're going to get something like this. So if I really wanted to, I don't think that would deter me. So
Okay. So
every
you,
company's doing the same thing anyway. So
okay. So you would proceed.
I mean, I don't like it, but I think I kind of feel like that's also the way it is. So, you know, it's just, I think most companies, when you're trying to do something similar, would have a similar sort of situation. So,
Okay. Ruth?
I wouldn't proceed just because I feel like the whole scanning, the texting, it gives me a message of like quickness and like easy, like just scan and it's gonna pop up and you're gonna talk to someone and you're gonna like stop talking to them immediately, like you ask your question. So I feel like having to install the app is like time consuming, like you said, like to install an app and you're in Walmart, there's no signal, that takes a while, you know? So I feel like it defeats the purpose of like the quickness.
Okay. So what I'd like to do for those of you that got the error, let's proceed. And then we're going to talk about the next screen next. And for those of you that didn't, that's okay. Because we're going to talk about where you are now.
So we install.
Correct, yeah. And so for those of you that are going through, I would like to keep in mind what you are actually doing in order to get to the point where you can chat.
Asking me to sign in.
Okay?
Do I put my real like Google?
No. So if you came to a stopping point because you personally couldn't proceed, then that's okay. You can stop right there too.
Is that the Google Play Store asking you to sign in?
Yeah, it said Google sign in to continue to Google Play. So you sign into Google and then you go to Google Play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get the same thing, Jaime? Okay. Daniel?
I'm still working on it, opening it. It says, welcome to Chrome.
Okay.
I mean, something Denise is in Denise's phone or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, so you came to a stopping point. Jaime, you came to a stopping point. Daniel, you are not, well, and I thought I had one more phone. Okay, so for those of you that are there, and maybe Ruth or David, if you could show Ruth what that screen is, just so that she has an idea.
I don't know if this is it. Is that it?
That is it, yes.
Well, yeah, but it didn't take me right to it. I had to go through like 20 steps before I got back to it. So
I'm not even there. I'm in Google.
Okay, so let's first talk about David's experience. Tell me what you did to get to where you are.
well, once I installed it, it just, you know, took me through the machinations to get to show that Chrome was, then I just went back into messages and then it popped up without it just came and popped back up without the pop-up. So it just came right to the screen. So.
Okay. And Daniel, what are you currently doing?
I got it.
And what did you do to get there?
I just clicked around. Just kind of like minimize, press the, what do you call it?
He wants like a different tab, it
What
looks
do you
like.
call these things?
A
square box,
different app? Okay.
Right. I just clicked all of them and then I just saw it, the color yellow, because I saw his screen and I saw it was the right one.
That's the right screen? I don't even know.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So everybody should be on the screen, with the exception, sorry, Ruth and Jaime, with the Straight Talk logo at least. Okay. So at this point, what do you think is supposed to happen?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
Do I write it down or?
Yes. Yeah, sorry.
No, 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 no.
For the individuals that have it, and Daniel, if you can show Jaime that screen just so that he can, So you can see it.
needs to see it.
Oh, Greg, you don't have it either, or?
No, I don't.
Wait, let me see.
It says that,
Oh, he has it.
no, I don't.
So Greg
we
doesn't
have
have it,
Yeah.
Francis
Oh.
doesn't have it, and who else doesn't have it?
Yeah, so Greg's is live video support is not available.
So Greg
what are we-
doesn't have it, Ruth
what are we- what's
doesn't
the
have it, and Francis doesn't have it.
So based on the screen that you are on,
Kinda does not
what
have
do you think is going to happen next?
So the only people that have it are David and Dan. Okay.
It keeps timing out. Sorry.
All right, we'll start with Francis, and then we'll go around the room.
I think if I just press connect, not put in a name or phone number, because those both of them were optional, a chat box will kind of pop up.
Okay. Daniel?
I think if you fill it out, you would get a live person.
Okay.
Or chat.
Mhm.
Little-
Okay. Ivan?
I think if you put the info and hit connect, I guess someone will, show up right at the spot and to find out what you need, what kind of service.
Okay. Ruth?
When you put your name and phone number, the rep will pop up like as a live.
Mhm.
when you click.
Okay, I'll figure something out.
Okay. David?
Oh. Greg looks like something happened. What do you think is that?
I'll just switch browser. That's what it was. Open it in a different browser.
Okay. We'll get to you, Gregory. David?
Yeah, that's interesting because it says optional for your name and phone. So I'm thinking if you don't enter it, it might be pre-recorded and the written text. But if you put in your information, then you might get the actual person with it, coming on screen with the text. So
Okay. And Gregory?
Live video support. You put your information, you'll get live video support.
Okay. So I'm going to have someone fix Jaime and Ruth's phone, so if we can give those to Angela so she can log into those phones. Denise? And everyone else, let's go ahead and proceed. Oh, yours doesn't work either?
No, I have there, he did.
Oh, okay.
No
With the
support
live,
available.
okay.
Only when he has it.
So
I could,
David is able to proceed, Gregory is trying to proceed.
I think I could fix it for you, but it's,
actually, I don't think mine was working.
okay, no, I can't.
Okay.
That one was different. But this is what mine look like.
Oh, wow. It actually has a count.
If y'all want to check it out.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Did you want to see?
Okay. So what we'll do, because we're down to the last about 12 minutes or so, what I'd like for everyone to write on your Post-it on a scale, so first, on a scale from 1 to 5, with 1 being very unlikely and 5 being very likely, how likely would you be to use a service like this? And to tell me why.
I mean, before we knew how it worked, like just generalized.
No, yeah, well, this is now that you have seen it and you've had an opportunity to, kind of play around with it in a limited form, at least to get to the point. We didn't actually talk to a rep, but up until this point, with what you know, scale from 1 to 5, 1 being very unlikely, 5 being very likely, how likely would you be to use a service like this?
How many reasons would we need, or how many?
Whatever you have,
Okay.
yeah. If you have 1, if you have 50, whatever you have. All right, and we'll start with Jaime and work our way around to Ruth.
Okay, on the scale from 1 to 5, I will use, I just put 4.
4, if 4 is closer to very likely.
It's like,
Okay, okay.
just
And
to experience something new, maybe like a live person will come up and first thing that on any
Mhm.
application or anything. So it'll be something to interact with the
Okay.
person and find out. Well, yeah, I will use it, just
Mhm.
find out more.
okay. Daniel?
Well, my experience is definitely a 1.
Okay.
From the very beginning, the fake smile got me, and then everything else leading to my decision was the loading the app, because it didn't work. Then the app didn't work. And once installed, it still doesn't work because I pressed connect and nothing happened.
Mhm.
So it seems very weak product,
Mhm.
and the service is non-existent. So
Mhm.
definitely a 1.
Okay. Francis?
I would be like kind of in the middle at a 3.
Uh-huh.
I would think there's lots of benefits to use this service if it actually operated correctly.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe if I had more time to, mess around with the phone, I could get it to work.
Mhm.
And if I really wanted to pursue getting a plan with Straight Talk,
Mhm.
I'd be able to talk to a representative, which would help my decision.
Okay. Gregory?
Say 3, because I could see areas that it could be helpful for. Sometimes there's not enough reps, so that would be definitely something I'll try out, because I never, you never know everything, so
Mhm.
sometimes you need that other person to help you. So
Okay. David?
Well, obviously, since I had the same issues he did, 1, unlikely, old school. Rather talk to somebody in person, get it done in a store.
Okay.
Don't mind taking the extra drive or extra walk. Since there's one by my house, it's easier to deal with it, so.
Okay. Ruth?
I put 3, like I'm like in the middle. I would say because the service was 4, the browser issues, but I feel like, just how you said, if I really had to do it, I would do it. The only thing that pretty much got me was the whole browser thing, because, to sign in, I feel like every app does that. For Instagram, I always have to sign into my Facebook to be able to sign into Instagram. So I feel like that's just something generalized that you just have to do. But the browser thing is like something that's like.
Okay. And for our last question, what would you do to improve the service and make it more appealing?
I got a lot to say, but
Well, if you have to use multiple post-its, that's fine. Huh? Give everybody about 1 more minute or less if we're done. And I want you to hold on to your post-its, and we're going to talk about them in a little bit. We have all the phones, they should be fixed. So I would like to attempt, and for this I'm actually going to walk around because I want to see what's happening. I would like for everyone attempt to connect so that way you can actually speak with an agent. And if you cannot, I also want to know that you cannot. So Denise is going to help out on that side, and then I'll help out on this side.
Mine won't connect either.
Okay, so on David's phone, the connect button is
That's like this.
grayed out almost, so it doesn't look like you can connect. Let me see. So it says name optional, phone optional.
I had, tried to enter it, but I don't know.
Mine says.
Yeah, but the connect button, you cannot.
How are you today?
you doing
It
good?
says
Yeah.
the result in charge.
You're a real person?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, can you hear me?
hear you.
Oh, okay, my bad.
cannot hear you.
Okay, 1 second. That's what's up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't
That
think
is
you can
really
hear me.
cool.
Can you hear me?
Reinstall it.
Okay.
She's out.
Thank you.
Out.
Yeah.
Three attempts.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's the same steps I did.
Okay.
I think I'm getting it too.
So Gregory was able to connect, and I'm going to have questions with both Ruth and David. They both have Chrome installed,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's attempting to connect. The first time it didn't, and David is essentially in a loop where it constantly asks about installing the browser, and even though he clicks on install, it takes him to the Chrome store. The Google Chrome app is already installed. He clicked on open, and it basically just looped again. So we're going to click on update just to see if that makes a difference. Ruth is also experiencing the exact same issue
I think I know the situation.
where she cannot connect, or the connect button is grayed out.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, it's grayed out.
So let's go back and let's see if there's an
It says
update.
update.
Yeah, let's go ahead and try the update. and see
Yeah, I
if
should have
that-
done that before.
is also going through that.
Okay. And is there an update? So let me come over. So we're updating
Same
both
lady.
David and Ruth.
Could we start from the beginning again?
She can't hear you?
Francis
Look in
is
your
working.
All the
Mhm.
tabs, just
Can
to
you
be
actually talk to
sure.
her?
Yeah.
Like you said, like you could
It's
change.
asking her how
You can
much
hear me
are
crossing.
the plans.
Yes, I can hear you.
What are the plan
Yeah,
options
how
in
would you
regards
start
to street
this
talk?
from the beginning?
Okay, perfect. So let me
And Ruth and David are updating.
Yeah,
It's
almost
taking
done.
A little bit of time.
what would you like to know about our plan?
What's the cheapest plan available?
Okay, sure, perfect. The best plan
So
we have
Daniel
right now
closed all
is
his
Shipping
tabs,
Plan.
and he's starting again. He reopened the messaging app. He's hit install because he got that alert about the browser. It's installed on the phone.
I thought it's like 5 times.
So he hit
update the
open.
same.
Yeah, he's gonna hit update now.
Open.
The $35 plan is without taxes, so class is active.
So it's updating.
Without taxes?
35 without taxes.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I just close everything now
Yeah.
and go back to the message.
So with both
Francis
Ruth and
connected
David,
with
they've updated their browsers and now they're trying to do chat again. So they went back to the messages. They clicked on the link to initiate the video call.
Okay.
So on Ruth's, it's loading again. It's doing something a little different this time, it looks like.
Mine's still grayed out.
Let's see. And Ruth is still stuck in the loop.
Okay, so Daniel's Chrome is updated. He went back to the link, the page on the Chrome store, and it said update or open. So he selected open, and it took him to Chrome.
Same loop.
Said
Okay.
home.trackphone.com will
It's,
send you notifications.
Their web browsers automatically programmed to
Okay.
open.
So it just took him to
So
the
it's
TrackPhone
programmed so
homepage.
that home
It
pops
didn't
up.
take him to
So
the
what I
assistant.
did was,
The default browser.
yeah.
Let me try maybe
this was
copying and
I think-
pasting.
Okay.
So,
So,
just to make sure.
so,
Oh, snap. Oh, okay, yeah. this
Uh,
is different.
what I want to do, because we're nearly at time, thinking again that you are in a Walmart store in the electronics section, looking at Straight Talk phones, you saw this, you initiated chat, and you just went through what you just went through. Some experiences better, I think, than others, just depending on whether or not you were able to actually do it. I know that you wrote your initial comments about how to improve the service. Is there anything else that you would like to add, knowing what you just experienced? I'll give everybody one more minute, and then we'll go around the room.
Oh, it lets me know. So Daniel continue. Do I connect or no? No, right?
You're able, or is it giving you the option to connect
Yeah.
now?
To connect now.
Bingo, what do you think?
If you want to, yeah. I mean, if you're already
I
done.
already saw.
Okay. All right, and the last question again, what would you do to improve the service and make it more appealing? And it's okay if you're still writing. I'll start on this side with Jaime, and I'll work around to Ruth.
The first thing I would do is I would change the color scheme to make it more appealing, more attractive, instead of that line green. And I would change also the way to connect with them instead of installing all this app. And at the end, you don't get results.
Right.
Or, speaking for my experience with now.
Okay.
And that's what I
Okay. Daniel?
As if I haven't had a bad experience up to now, I still didn't connect, even with the rebooting and updating and all that stuff that we did. It still didn't connect to a live agent. So if I had a 1 before, I would like to put a -1 now. So for ways to fix it. Make sure the apps work.
Mhm.
Make sure when you tell somebody to install something, if they're willing to install it, make sure that works, like smooth. Make the attention getter better. That picture is just, it's irritating.
Mhm.
The more I look at it, the less I want to do it. Make it more realistic. Ideas. Well, maybe you could put a group of people like this. Everybody getting on the phone. Maybe he's texting. Maybe she's on the phone. Maybe he's on speaker. Maybe he has a headset on. That reality, realistic. That this is not. I mean, that's just.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Francis?
I think on the actual sign, they should have what browsers it's compatible with,
Mhm.
so people are aware before they even start to proceed. And then in addition, I think maybe they should have like a printout of instructions, maybe common problems that do occur, like the ones that we all ran into, and how to resolve them.
Okay. Thank you. Gregory?
I'll probably have, instead of having that thing,
What thing?
I mean, the sign, the sign, you just have, I won't want to use my phone. You have a tablet that's already, like he kind of said, that's already preset, that you can press a little button, talk to a live agent, rather than use my phone and risking that complication and mess up my experience. Have something that's preset, that's you guys back, and already have everything already on it.
Okay. Thank you. David?
That was kind of my same thinking. Assuming you get past all the technological barriers, it's actually pretty cool from what I saw them when they actually collected it. There were a few glitches here and there, but once you clear up the glitches, I think it would be a system that would work. So.
Okay. And Ruth?
So I would change the whole browser thing. That would be, and she mentioned a good idea, put like only Google Chrome, Firefox.
Mhm.
I also think something that I would change, instead of doing all that, maybe with the scanning, I would do like an app
Mhm.
that's like a straight talk app, because I know Metro PCS has an app and T-Mobile.
Mhm.
And maybe just download the app and you could just do a live right there. Maybe that would be also like another thing. And another thing I would change, I think a little less ads, I guess, like on the board.
Uh-huh.
And the picture, I guess. You're right.
That's everything.
Okay. All right, and with that, we are at time. Thank you all again for providing your feedback. We truly appreciate it. You are all going to check out with the receptionist when we go back out front. Then after that, you're free to go. Okay, thanks again.
Yeah, just this one. Hold on, I got it. Oh, I guess maybe
Oh,
leave it
you're going
there,
this
and
way.
then I will.
This way and then to your
So
left.
this is the, thank you.
And this
Very
one,
much. Have a
yeah,
great
this
day.
was the
Take care.
second to last one. So
Thank you very much, Daniel. Have a great day. Take care.
watch me take the wrong phone.
All right.
Yeah, make sure it's yours.
That would be something I would do.